Welcome to Landria on YouTube, here to break through fears. Well, help you break through fears and live an awesome life. How did I know I had black under my eye? You know, every time I go put makeup, I must have eyelashes like really close to my face. All right, welcome back. Get busy. All right, I just want to remind you of something. Okay, we're going to work on the Bible quotes, 3 of them. The Father, if you're a Christian. If not, I think you can still relate to this because there's going to be some leader out there, a prophet or somebody that you know is an enlightened being that you adhere to their teachings. The first thing I have to say is, I and the Father are one. Christ said that not meaning I as the individual Jesus. He meant I and the Father are one, and so are you. I am is everyone. I am is we are everything. So there is no separation between you and God or anything else, or Christ or anything else. We are only individual expressions of one energy. The second quote I want to give you is, ye are all gods. Hint, hint. Here's Christ saying that. In other words, I and the Father are one, meaning I'm a God. And by the way, ye are all gods. And of course, the third statement he said to reinforce that is, these things you shall do and more. Because God can do anything. And we are just an expression of that. Simply an expression. Nothing greater, nothing less. So that expression of God is to experience everything that it is. And that includes sometimes being darkness. There's beauty in darkness. There is an experience that, well, you don't know what the light is until you go to the darkness, right? So the One has experienced all of these things, and then some, and continues to, and will continue forever and ever and ever. Now, I don't know about you, but the thought of just constantly having to come back and do this stuff is like, not very appealing to me. But that doesn't have to happen. When you know you're God, you know you're I am, you know you can perform miracles, you know that these things you shall do and more. You've been given the green light to become all that you are. Limitless. But we come down in these bodies to experience something different than that. And the evolution of the planet has gone in a very dark place. And you have come here purposely to raise that frequency. Yeah, you. Why? How do I know you? You're on this channel. So that tells me that you are recognizing that there has to be another way, that you can be another way, that you can tap into all that you are, and that you just sort of maybe sometimes need some answers because humans need answers. You have all the answers. But you know what? We all love each other. It's always great to have the support of other people, isn't it? And I am you. We are one. We're one energy. Have you ever looked at somebody and saw you? Okay, I know this is going to sound weird, but I've done it, let's see, I think it's just only been twice. It was some like stranger on the road that was, holding, the guys that tell you if traffic can go through or not, construction zone. And this guy was standing in front of the car, and I was in a very high awakened state. I looked at him, and it was me. I didn't see my face, because me isn't this. I felt like I was him, that I was looking at myself, because I was. I was connecting to that energy, and I realized, oh my gosh, that's me. I am not separate from this person. And I felt it. I felt like it was weird. I was looking at his face as if his face was my face. So I didn't look at him and saw my face. I saw his face as if I was him looking at himself saying, this is me. It was the freakiest feeling. The second time, you're going to love this one. I was watching a live webinar with Eckhart Tolle. And he just sat and stared at the camera, and boom, I had that same thing come over me. I was like, oh my God, I'm looking at myself. This is me. We were one energy, just like I would be with everybody. And at that moment, he said, you're probably thinking you're looking at yourself. And I about flipped off my chair. So he felt it too. He felt that there were people looking through that camera at that moment that were sensing that. And you may be feeling that too now. Is there any time that you watch my videos when I stare right in the camera and you think, that's you? I am you. We're the same energy. We're expressing ourselves differently. It's difficult to imagine that because we are in one body here, and we're not like switching bodies. We might even be more open if we had the capability to do that, but we're so attached to this body and we relate to this body as being me and a certain personality. You guys know my personality. That's an expression of Landria, the person here on this planet. And by the way, I carry that energy over. That I still have that personality, the personality traits that I choose will carry over into the other side. So I'm still going to be a goofball, right? I want you to understand that you're just expressing the energy that you are, and this is a shell that allows you to play a certain role. It's fun. Have fun with that. But know that's not you. So you can switch it out anytime. If you look at yourself and realize that you are creating that personality and those events and all those things, you can say, well, I want to change that, or I don't want to be an obnoxious person, or I don't want to be the shy person all the time. That's the ego too, by the way. When people say they're shy, I'm like, you know what? That's an identity you've created that gets you attention. Oh, I can't do that, I'm shy. That's like saying, hey, I'm here, everybody, right? If you're doing it for attention, that's the ego. If you're just being yourself, then you can change out those traits that you don't like, that you think, I'm done with that, I'm not getting a good result, or it doesn't feel good to be that person, or, there are things I don't like about that personality trait. And I'm going to let it go because that's not you. You can release it and actually just be a pure, wonderful light being that walks around and is totally happy all the time, doesn't really have to say much. The sort of the odd part of being awakened is that you really don't want to talk. So that's tough when you have a show like this, a channel like this, because it's required. And when I was in awakened state, I literally didn't want to speak to anybody or go out of the house. It was not painful because when you're in awakened state, you don't feel that kind of pain. You don't suffer, but you do feel the negativity. You still experience it as a human being. So I finally, after a couple years, started to come out of that super awakened state of total euphoria. You can't even you're not even in your body. You're walking around like, space is huge. Everything's huge. Like you feel like, because you're part of that. You're more of a part of what's outside of you than the body. So I started to come in a while. I'm like, what? What? I thought you go there and you stay there. What's up with this? Well, and I realized it wouldn't serve me or anybody else if I stayed there, because I would not have done all of this. I would not put myself in this position to be talking all day. It's exhausting, by the way. So, but it feels good now because I've come down, enough where okay, I'm still dealing with being human, and I have a job to do and a mission, and I'm going to have to force myself to go into situations that are not so much fun. They're a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. I'll do it because, as you know, my mantra, my personal mission is to raise the frequency of the planet one light being at a time. I can't do that if I'm sitting meditating all day feeling really good about myself. I've got to do that and help others to find that path. And if I can help you at all get on track with that, doggone it, I'll shoot these videos all day until the day I drop. Let's hope that's not soon. I think I've got a lot to accomplish here, and I think I'm going to be here a while. As of this video too, it is February 2018. I have events coming up. August 31st, we're going to be doing a 3-day cruise. I'm really actually going to do this. This is a big stretch for me. And if you go to landriaonka.com, of course this is my landriaonka.net site, where I do my training, my internet training. You can go to either one of those sites depending on what you're interested in. The .com will start announcing some of the events and the courses that are going to start coming out. you know, be careful what you wish for. I'm like, I'm really going to have to do this. So I would love to see some of you guys in person at some of these events. We're going to have wine tastings out in California. I'm going to go to Sedona. I'm going to do some live events, short day events here in Atlanta. I think I'm going to do that fairly soon. So get ready. I'm pushing myself. So I hope that you do the same. And ask yourself, not how can I feel better today, but how can I contribute to this planet, which is raising your own frequency. It's like finding the best in everything and everyone, including yourself. All right, so these things you shall do and more. Ye are all gods. I and the Father are one. Not ye are all gods separate. I and the Father are one. If you're a God, then you're one with God. And you may be looking and seeing yourself in me. That power. It's not me. It's that power that runs between you and I that is so mind-blowing and limitless that we as humans can't comprehend. So the more you can get out of your head, the more you'll connect to that. Send your light and love out to this universe every day. You'll feel it. It's going to feel really good. You'll get some peace will come over to you when you imagine that light going out. And so I want to share with you that I think the world is changing. I'm going to do that in the next video. Huge, huge things I'm seeing, changes, positive ones, and all these weird things that you and I are feeling that don't feel so great are positive. The veils are coming down. Veils are coming down. So hang in there. By the way, I had some stuff happen, so I'll share that with you in the next video too. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. You are. All these things. You are an awesome, beautiful, unlimited light being. Start connecting to that. You don't have a lot of linear time on this planet. Do it now. Be everything you can. There is no past. There's no future. There's this moment. What are you going to do with it? Choose higher thoughts, higher actions. Send your love and light out even when you don't feel like it. Meditate when it's the last thing you want to do. And you'll get up and you'll feel clearer. I promise. It's happening. Namaste.